What's going on, everybody? And hello and welcome. My name is Lord PeteyTV, and I am here every single Tuesday giving you information about what our Mythic Pluses are going to be and what they're looking like for the future. That includes what is going to be happening when we go into, the War Within, and every single week following that on how things are going to work. Now, I've done this in the past, and I've done it for the past 3 or 4 expansions, but this upcoming season is going to be very, very different. So I want you all to check this out. I want you all to keep an eye on it. We're going to talk about some things that are going to be involved in that. I'm going to have even a couple of images and things like that for you to take a look at as we're going through it. Now, first of all, please make sure that subscribe button here. It helps me continue to be able to continue to do this for you all. And, it makes me feel so joyed that people are actually watching the content that we're putting out. And I greatly appreciate it. And every single week, you're going to get a vault video from me opening a whole bunch of vaults. And they're all going to be terrible. I'm going to be disgusted, but you're going to be ending up seeing that. First thing I'm going to tell you is make sure you use PeteyTV 20 at Spawn Point Coffee. Spawn Point Coffee is one of our partners. What we do is we end up we drink their coffee all the time. These are two of the handful of brands that we have. This is the Everything Will Kill You, so choose something fun. And then this one here is going to be Hero Never Dies, Fighting Spirit Cafe. This is a dark roast Havana, which I really, really enjoy. And I really think, you should smell so good. It tastes really, really good. This one is going to be, your bold, medium body coffee. It's got a little bit of berry, a little bit of citrus in it. The first one I showed you, and it's delicious. But I want to make sure you end up checking those out. Now, as for everything else that we were talking about before, so we're going to talk about a little bit about the dungeons and everything, and the affixes that we're going to be encountering. Now, in the future, we're going to be going and trying to do a little bit more of a diving more into the dungeons of things so that you can end up seeing those. Now, there's a lot of things that have changed for the War Within from Dragonflight, including the squishing of the items, or I should say the levels, going from 20 to 10. Now, the first Keystone 2s, right, or Mythic Plus 2s, when you complete them, they're going to give you 597 gear, which is Champion 1 gear. When you complete those, your vaults are going to be 606s, which are Champion 4 gear, which is, let's be honest, it's not that big of a change. The thing you really want to get into is you really want to get into that hero gear sooner than later, because you're going to be getting your catalyst charges. And from my understanding, the catalyst charges, which is going to allow you to start getting your tier sets, is going to be every other week. I'm pretty sure it was every other week. So it's something to think of. Now, your Keystone 3s are also going to be dropping 597 gear, Champion 1 of 8s. But in your vaults, you're going to be getting 610s, which are going to be your Hero 1s. Now, I'm going to have a chart here for you to see that we got right off Wowhead. A lot of this information is on Wowhead, I'm not going to lie to you. But I'm just trying to sum everything up so it's a little bit easier to digest. Because someone like myself, I listen to things and I learn better from listening than reading stuff. So you're going to see here your Keystone breakdowns and everything like that. The thing that is the most interesting is going to be your Keystone 10s are still going to be dropping, your 613s, which is I think it's Hero 2 gear. I think they actually mismarked this in this picture here, because it says Hero 1 of 6, but that math doesn't compute. So I'm pretty sure that's Hero 2 gear. And then at the end, which it should be right about here, is going to be your Mythic gear, which is going to be your 623 Myth 1 of 6. Now, this jump is going to be a pretty big jump for anyone to deal with. And a lot of the damage multipliers and things like that have changed. Now, what we're going to do is a quick damage multiplier difference I know this is kind of a little crazy, a little in depth, but I want to talk about it. Your Mythic 2s are going to be considered a 0 multiplier. The 0 multiplier, once again, I'm going to have another picture right here for you. It's going to be your enemy health and your damage modifiers. Now, 0 means it's pretty much equivalent to a Mythic 0. So, there's really no reason to do Mythic 0s. There really isn't. I don't understand why people do them, because it doesn't make any sense. Do at least a 2. Goes into your vault, you get a little bit better. Makes sense to me. And then when you look at your 10s, it's going to be plus 136%. Now, that is going to be a big deal for a lot of people to deal with. So think about it this way. We were doing that in season 4 of Dragonflight, but all of our gear was super busted because we had all the best gear in the game. So be really aware of that when we're going into things. Make sure you're not killing yourself trying to get as high as possible right off the bat. I'm hoping to end the first week with 7s. If I can complete 7s at the end of week 1 on the Warlock and on the Shaman, I'm a happy camper. If I get 1 done on the Hunter, cool. If I get 1 done on the Druid, cool. And I don't even care if those are 3s. Whatever. That way I can just get a little bit of gear from them so they're good, just in case I gotta swap to them, and I can continue from there. But it's just something, just a little something here and there. So you gotta be aware of that. Now, the dungeons we're gonna be getting are gonna be Arakara, City of Echoes, City of Threads, the Stone Vault, the Dawnbreaker. Those are the new dungeons. And then we're getting stuff from the old dungeons, which is going to be Mist of Tyranid Scythe, Necrotic Wake, Siege of Borealis, Grim Batal. Now, coming from a veteran who played during Siege of Borealis, Necrotic Wake, Mist of Tyranid Scythe, those are really, really annoying, to say the least. I'm hoping that they end up tweaking things and changing things so that they become more beneficial and a lot easier to slide and work with. And I'm hoping that we can kind of see that. Now, the newer dungeons, people are starting to kind of look at, try to figure out certain things here and there. But overall, I'm hoping that we can get those kind of understood and kind of gone through. The Dawnbreaker, I still think, from running Heroics, I think is still not 100%. I still think they gotta really, really tweak that stuff and they gotta fix it up. As for, Stone Vault, I think that there's a couple of bosses in there that are a little overtuned when we were doing them in beta. So I'm hoping that those are going to be fixed. City of Threads, I think, is going to be a fun one, especially with the search. And the same thing with City of Echoes. I think I said those correctly. But I think that this rotation of dungeons is going to be challenging for the veteran and for the novice of playing Mythic Pluses. So when you go into these, go into that with your thought process in mind. Don't go in thinking you're going to be able to just destroy everybody in square one. Just take that and take a look. There's also a handful of things within the dungeons that are going to be able to make it worthwhile and good for you. So the Stone Vault is going to have the imbued iron bars, which the Mist of Tyranid Scythe is going to have overgrown roots. Necrotic Wake is going to have interactive weapons. And Arakara is, City of Echoes is going to have the attendants that are going to be around, and City of Threads are going to have the Shade Casters. So you have abilities and things in a couple of these dungeons that are hopefully going to make things a little bit easier, and hopefully we'll end up seeing those kind of going through. So we can only hope. I'm going to briefly talk about this now, and I'm going to do another video more in depth involving the Mythic Plus affixes. But I just want to talk generally about them. So the affixes have changed. They've removed a lot and they modified a lot. So now you're going to be getting something called Keystone Level 2, which is going to be Zealotath's Bargain. And there's going to be a whole bunch of different modifiers on that. On Keystone level 4, you're going to have fortified or tyrannical. And that means that 1 week you're going to have tyrannical, 1 week you're going to have fortified, and it's going to alternate each week. At Keystone level 7, you're going to have something called Challenger's Peril. And that's going to be based on if you die, then, increased timer on the timer. I'm going in depth in these anyway, even though I wasn't planning on it. And then Keystone level 10, the fortified and tyrannical. So let's say you get fortified earlier in Keystone 4. Now you're going to get tyrannical. You're getting both sides of the deal. All right. And then after that, you're going to have Keystone level 12, which is Zelatath's Bargain removed. Zelatath's Guile is introduced. So you have these new things that are changing. So instead of us having what we were used to, which was originally the 4, well, technically we originally had 2. That was a long time ago. Then we got introduced to the 4. We had the 4. People didn't like the 4. They removed it to 3. Then we didn't like the 3. Then we went back to 4. Then they modified it again to 3. And then last season, it was pretty much, we only really felt 2. So these Keystone changes are really going to, debate upon you on how you're going to affect things. So we're going to go more in depth specifically with this, with talking about the removal of the other affixes and so on and so forth later on. But I just wanted to make sure you all knew these things that are going to be coming up very, very soon. So I greatly appreciate all of you for hanging out here, checking out these videos that we like doing. I try to do something every single week for everyone to kind of take a look at and see. We are live on Twitch.tv every single Monday through Friday. We're playing mostly Warcraft. Gray Zone Warfare, we are almost completed with that stuff. I would love to finish that sooner than later, but we do have this, the 17th, which is 3 weeks away? 3 weeks away. 2 weeks away. Tomorrow's the 3rd. You'll be seeing this, it's the 3rd, so it'll be the 10th, and then the 17th. So it's going to be right around the corner. So if anyone needs anything, please make sure you hit us up on Discord. If you think there's any way we can improve these videos, please be creative. Don't be like, hey, cut your hair, change your face, something like that. Please don't do that. Please say something in the comments. If you have a question, talk in the comments. That's what they're there for. That's what this community is based off of. So I greatly appreciate everybody for, checking out the video. I love you all. Good luck this week. If you need anything with your keys or anything going forth, check us out. Dream big, keep gaming. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Love you. Bye, everybody.